Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and yes, we are recording early this week. It's PulseCon season. That means I'm going to talk about the toy news that's happened already this week, and then I'm going to leave Friday and Saturday to Hasbro to just live stream it up. And that they are, because there's going to be more than a few hours each day. Even after I've told them several times, hey look, I record on Fridays. Leave that day open, that way I can do my thing, and you can have the rest of the week. But no, they're not happy with 6 other days. They gotta have Friday. Here, watch this. I've called them several times and just, that's, I don't know what else I can do. Yes, this is the way we used to have to do it. Yes, Gladys. Could I speak to Has, please? Yes, Mr. Bro. It's his cousin, Ro. Yeah. Ro Bro. No, it's not me. Don't hang up. Don't. Okay. Swinging back to last week, as I was recording that weekly, I only had the initial montages for the Medicom Mafex Avengers Endgame Iron Man Mark 85 Battle Damaged and the Spider-Man No Way Home upgrade suit. So of course, as soon as I finished editing, the full solicitations were out there. And looking at the pretty promotional pictures, I don't really have anything extra to say. Stark looks good. It's the same base sculpt as the previous Mark 85, just dirtied up. They've actually sculpted in the battle damage in places. The extra unmasked head is still odd though. There's 2 Tony Starks. The sculpts seem to be exactly the same, it's just that one has slightly more blood than the other. I don't know if you have that first one, maybe you can swap it over to there if you want to. I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. Spidey is still looking amazing though, and like I said last week, this is my favorite MCU Spider-Man costume. But getting closer, cleaner images, something's jumping out at me. They laid that texture on thick. It's almost like Velcro. I want to throw something at it and see if it sticks. Or no, how about this? You ever been at a show or somewhere and there was a life-size Lego statue, and from a distance you're thinking, man, that looks fantastic. I'm going to go closer and see what goes on. And as you get closer, it becomes more and more Lego brick-like and edges and jaggedness, and you get right up on it and you think, well, this is just a bunch of Lego bricks. I can do this at home. Knowing deep down here in your jawline somewhere that you'll never be able to do it. Oh, no, that's just me? Don't lie. Oh, really? That's the feeling I get here, though. They way deep on the basketball pattern. It's about $75. Iron Man is closer to $100. Should release about a year from now. But it is Mafex, maybe a little bit later than that. Don't hold me to it. Something else we knew about, but now we're getting the full pre-order spread, the Bandai SH Figuarts Spider-Man No Way Home integrated suit final battle version. I probably should have flipped some of those words, but that's what you're getting, because I ain't doing it again. We've seen this in promo images, seeing it in different poses. It looks about as expected. There's still an excitement. It still looks good, but it's just more the same, I think. I didn't realize how much of an upgrade this was until they put it side by side with the previous integrated suit Spider-Man. And the details seem a bit more accurate. The colors pop more. But more than that, they added some battle damage. You see it, right? Look closer. A little bit closer. Right up on it. See, there's some scratches on that gold spider. Told you there was some battle damage. Tamashii Nation seems to be keeping the unmasked heads close to the chest this time around though, just blurred out. They're in witness protection. And they say something like waiting for approval, which is weird to me because you would think Tom Holland would be the most locked in Spider-Man at the moment, being the current MCU Spider-Man. After they've shown Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, who both have those same disclaimers at the bottom. Speaking of that, Bandai tried to pull a quickie and sneak another head in with Friendly Neighborhood. I was looking at the integrated suit pictures and I scrolled down and I thought, wait a second. What is that? Yep, there's a smiling head to go with the more serious one. No big announcement, no reveal, no, hey, look what we're doing. I really just saw it by accident. Either way, all three of these figures are gonna look fantastic next to each other. Although this shot, I can't help thinking, ooh, triple wedgie. I know I focus a lot on SH Figuarts crotches. I understand it's there to maximize the range of motion, but boy, do they draw the eye. Soul Web exclusives, you have to do the digging there, go through a third party, something. You know the drill. Something I completely missed last week, though, is some McFarlane Toys Spawn announcements. Well, at least one. I did have images for Sam and Twitch saved in my weekly folder for last week's date. Somehow, that didn't make it over to my handy-dandy notes. But that's why we swing back around. Plus, there were more spawns announced. It all works out. First though, like I said, Sam and Twitch. Now, I've never read a lot of Spawn. In fact, most of my exposure to the characters is seeing the original toys at Toys R Us. As I'm on my way to, I would stop and look and, oh, okay, that's neat, that's neat, that's neat. So I have no attachments or a lot of knowledge of backgrounds. These guys are cops, right? Just looking at the figures, they seem really downtrodden, maybe. The job's really wearing on them, but they still try to do it? Or is there a corruption angle going on? Or am I applying that here from something else? It looks like McFarlane's art. There's a nice yin-yang quality to it. There you go. Then, I have no idea what a King Spider is, but I kind of like it. It looks good in its simplicity. White bodysuit, some green tatters, that spider logo on the face that looks like an alien trying to lay its eggs. I have my white bodysuit, my green tatters. I don't know what to call myself, though. Oh, hey, little guy, what's going on? Oh, my God! Nightmare Spawn, though. I'm sure y'all get sick of hearing this, but this is one of those designs that I can use anywhere. I mean, right off the bat, I thought Limbo Demon, X-Men Shelf, Magic. Okay, the Rat Bracer is unmistakably Spawn, but even that I can look past and just go, well, maybe picked up Red Gauntlet somewhere on the way. Plague Spawn? I cannot be the only one thinking this. This is Todd's Carnage, right? It's gotta be. A while back there was a Spawn figure that reminded me of Venom, and then here's this. Or maybe that's just my mindset because I know it's Todd McFarlane. There's just a little bit too much of a coincidence. The mouth, the overall look. Okay, it's got the Spawn chest design, but come on. Finally, Megafig Omega Spawn, who is the spawniest of all the spawns in this wave. But it's still just a big honking demon. And you know what I think when I think demon? I think Inferno. But even as is, it's the colors that are interesting to me. The green rockiness, protrusions in places, the red stripes just thrown in there, the horns, the paints around there. It looks good. That rug hanging off the back has to be an immobilizing hunk of plastic though, but even then, it kind of icing on tops it. It finishes off the design. You look at it, Ghost Peppers and Water Buffalo. Just evil. All with a couple of Spawn elements, just in case you forgot what line you were buying. $25 a piece, except for the Megafig, that's $50, and then the 2-pack with Sam and Twitch is $40. And that's all due out in November. I didn't even know what a sentient Batman monster truck was until I talked about the first version of McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batmobeast. Now here I am talking about a second version. Walmart exclusive, it's the same frame as the Batmobeast. It just has the truck shell pulled off and then mud flung all over it. And for something like this, that totally works. Not only that, if you need a crazy Batman to drive it, well, driving is a strong term. It is a sentient Batman. It drives itself. So the death metal Batman is probably just along for the ride. This is a straight re-release. If there are any changes, they're very, very subtle. Maybe a sheen here and there. $50, which is insane considering the first version of the Batmobeast ran north of $80, somewhere in there, and it didn't have an extra figure with it. Keeping the reuse train a-rolling, Target has posted up pre-orders for Power Ring, which is the final figure in their Crime Syndicate Build a Starro wave. This is Parallax with a new head and shoulder gear, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just pointing it out for those of you who like to keep track. But most of the images I've seen of this character is just a plain body with a star field, like you're looking into space. That would have been neat to see in action figure form. I guess this was an easy way to Toddify it, to add a little bit of oomph, on top of getting some reuse out of a mold that may not have seen a lot of reuse otherwise. Comes with a baby Starro, comes with a tentacle to finish off the big badass Starro, $25, releases 2022. And I got that from the McFarlane site. The Target page actually says delivered on or shortly after release date. Thanks, Target. You're gonna be surprised to hear this, but I do not have a lot of experience with Metroid. Robo don't know! I played the first one way back, and even then I can only picture the initial hallway, and you go through, you can roll or you can shoot, and then there's an elevator shaft with platforms, and you can go up, and there's another hallway, but it didn't go anywhere. And then you went back out to the up and down, you go to the bottom, and there was something like secret down there, and maybe a hallway off that. That's all I remember. Did I not make it past the first stage? I don't think I did. But apparently there is a new game coming, so that means a new figure for Samus Aran. Still recognizable, even to someone like me. There's the helmet, there's the gun arm, but I'm really liking the other colors used here. It brightens it up a bit. Comes with alternate hands, Morph Ball, Omega Cannon parts, and a spider magnet base. Current exchange rate puts it at about $86, releases November 2023. Here I am talking about way far away release dates with other lines, and then Good Smile companies like, oh yeah? We're gonna go past that. Yup, I waited this long to kick back to the intro to explain what was going on there. Fury Toys put up a teaser video showing the next turtles in their, what are they calling it? Samurai turtles, I guess? Samurai animals. And it gives us silhouettes of, well, is it fall and winter? They called the first one spring. And then I think I saw the next one listed as summer. So these have to be fall and winter. I love the size differences between the four, though. It's not my turtles. Most of mine, I like being just cookie cutter, or, you know, different weapons, different color schemes. But I'm coming around to, you know, the big brute, the little party guy, just a little difference between the other two. It changes things up a bit, at least up here for me. Not only that, though, 5K Toys has posted up a vote where we can choose which head we want to come with Donatello. How about that? There's a samurai version that's super similar to Leonardo, and then there's a more ninja version, full mask hood. And whatever version is chosen here, it'll still come along with the more copyright infringing version with the bandana, the goggles. That's still in the works. But if you feel like voting on the alternate head, or well, I guess it would be the first head, the other one's the alternate head, there's a link to 5K Toys Instagram down below. A little update to the Hasbro Marvel Legends HasLab Engine of Vengeance. The early bird Robbie Reyes, it did not fund. But the Marvel team did come back around and add the head and the down hood to the base package here. So there's the car, there's the swappable parts, there's the fire, the tires, the light up things, Ghost Rider, and now you can swap the head to make that figure Robbie. Because the early bird was slightly different. It had, well, okay, mostly down at the lower leg. It didn't have the full-on boots, it had the pants leg. I don't look at this as really a back pedal, it's more of a side step, because the car can change from fiery hell ride to daily driver. So it only makes sense to make Ghost Rider transform from Ghost Rider to Robbie, because you want Robbie driving just the car, you want Ghost Rider driving the big fire machine. And I guess they aren't technically throwing in the early bird, they're just changing the parameters a bit. If you're interested, link in the description. If not, I don't know what to tell you. And then let's end the weekly with some fun. A little joy and good tidings for the season where everybody can... Wait, what? There's still people mad about this? Non-essential store exclusives that appease retail outlets who want something special, all while keeping made-up Star Wars characters from taking up precious space in the main line? Is there something wrong with that? And while I've been down on easy repaints lately, these are still way more creative than the Carbonized collection. Yeah? Who could possibly... Oh, the old, I don't like it, it shouldn't exist crowd, huh? I see ya. I see ya. Too bad. Doesn't matter. Hasbro has already announced their Star Wars Black Series 2022 Holiday Edition figures. But once again, it's gonna be a big old scavenger hunt if you want to catch them all. For the First Order Stormtrooper, you're gonna have to go to Amazon. The two-tone green works really, really well here, and I like the Santa hat and then the striped stockings. And then the front pouch is painted as stashed presents. Oh, that's brilliant. Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store get the Protocol droid. If it wasn't for the socks, I would probably use this as a background droid. Or, I don't know, the more you think about it, the more you realize anything painted in red, green, and white, it just evokes holiday season. So maybe not. Maybe I couldn't use this without thinking, oh, that's a Christmas droid right back there. But the Mandalorian Warrior will be at Target. This gets the ugly sweater treatment this year. And then the darker red to the undersuit, it tones that down a bit, makes the colors on the armor bits pop more. And yes, I am noticing the minty candy cane lower leg theme. I can essentially say the same thing about the Scout Trooper at Walmart. In fact, exact same color palette, exact same color layout, just a different set of armor. Almost like they coordinated to go to the Christmas party. What are you wearing? I don't know, what are you wearing? You wanna go twinsies? Hell yeah. Grogu in the Santa Sack's pretty cute too. Hasbro Pulse and Shop Disney get the Phase 2 Clone Trooper. This is my second favorite because when you think of Clone Trooper, you think of squads, you think of different markings. So it being in a different color, it's not that odd. But then making it a gingerbread man theme on top of that, can't help myself. I love it. Plus the brown changes it up from the reds and greens of most of the rest of the figures. And I really like that they did some extra paintwork on the bow and then the frosting at the wrists and ankles to make it a 3D. At first I thought, wow, they did sculpt that on, but they didn't. It just has a little 3D paint, some fake shading in there. But my first favorite is the GameStop Wookiee. Again, not a color scheme we're used to in this series, and again, I would probably use this as a background Wookiee in the display if it wasn't for the blue on the lips, the fingers, and the toes. Then again, it's just an easy couple of paint swipes on tiny little parts. Done. This is the one that calls out to me. It's just so abominable snowman. And you don't know how many times I've tried to say abominable. Abominable. It's gone. I already lost it. I don't know if I said it right the first time. All in all, again, just big, dumb, silly fun. That's all it is, and that's okay. They're there if you want to Star Wars up your decorations, but if you don't like them, you're probably never going to see them in person. Half of them are online exclusive, and then we all know how Walmart is. They're not going to end up on pegs. So you have a chance of seeing 2 out of the 6, the Target one and the GameStop. And even then, again, exclusive, so they may come and go super fast. Not up for pre-order yet. That should start at the end of October, 1st of November, somewhere in there. And hopefully they'll release for the holiday season. And they should, because didn't we see these way back in January somewhere? Like they missed the last holiday season, so they said, to hell with it, we'll just wait. And that is not all for this week. There's more. We'll talk about that in a minute. If you want to see any of these pictures up close without me all, Robo, don't. No! I'll be posting all of that along with links to pre-orders, more information on the Fwoosh front page Saturday at noon. But if you can't wait that long, and I know you can't because you're a toy collector, I'm the same. I need it now. The links are in the description. I'm recording this on Thursday. It will go to Patreon tonight, and then it will post to YouTube on Friday, just a few hours before PulseCon, which will run for the rest of that day and then the rest of Saturday. Lots of panels, lots of figures going to be shown, so Sunday I'm either going to shoot a recap video or more than likely do a Fwooshcast with Veebs, where we can just kind of bounce off. I can find out what he likes, what I like, what we don't like, and we'll go from there. I'm half considering putting it on the main channel. I've been worried about doing that because YouTube algorithm, what is it going to do? But one won't hurt, right? Test it out. Throw it on here, see what happens. YouTube's gonna boot me, aren't they? It's all downhill from here. But if you enjoyed this Fwoosh Weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh. And yes, this is one of my childhood phones. It started out in my grandparents' house, and then it was in my parents' bedroom for the longest time as kind of a backup phone. You plug this in, it doesn't matter if you have power, electricity, whatever. The phone's still gonna work. That was called landline back in the day for you kids. The reason I grabbed it is because it's red and it reminded me of the Batman 66 phone. Remember that? So I've always played with the idea of making a podium, putting a glass cover thing over it, but I've never gotten that far. So it just sits around, it floats the room. Oh, it's in the way. Put it over here, in the way over there, back over there. Someday when I have space. Plus it's kind of a nostalgia thing.